You ever wonder what happened to April showers bring May flowers? The line itself originates from Europe, actually, typically attributed to English poet and farmer Thomas Tusser. Geoffrey Chaucer also references the weather pattern in the Canterbury Tales. When that April with his showers soot, the drought of March has pierced to the root. Now, of course, this phrase is indicative more so to the climate of Europe rather than the United States, but it still makes you think. When you look around you and you feel the weather outside, it's frankly been the same as it has been for the past couple years, hasn't it? Green is slowly clawing itself back from the death. Daffodils and pansies are already in full swing. Some small shrubs are already, completely grown. Blackberry bushes are coming back, buds are coming up. It's everything you're used to. Early bloomers aside, I've spent my whole life in Philly. This is how it's always been as far as I'm concerned. But of course, the devil is always in the details. How did we get here to this current spring? I mean, we all remember the past winter, right? Coldest one we've had in a while. We managed to have days of single digits and even actual snow that really stuck to the ground. We haven't had that in a pretty long while. If you ask me, that actually sounds pretty good. You'd think, oh, winter's healing, but no, not really. It hasn't been healing, it's been getting worse, actually. Winters are shortening and getting less cold. Punxsutawney Phil be damned, but it's been this way for the past, 80 years, actually. Additionally, the temperatures going into and coming out of winter are increasing as well. I mean, right now, it's 66 degrees, we've got a high of 75 and a low of 48 today. Not to mention that summer is also increasing in severity and length. Things are getting hotter and lasting longer. All of this together is called season creep. It's one of the most easily recognizable effects of climate change. It's one of those things that hides in plain sight. We're in a city, so it's even harder to spot. Just like how if you put a frog in boiling water, it'll obviously jump out, but if you put it in normal water and slowly turn up the heat, it won't. When you crouch down, you notice that the weeds don't really die, nor do the hardy plants that you put down the year before. The more sensitive plants respond even worse. They seem to fade even faster because it's hotter. There's actually a plant I haven't even conceived of until researching for this video that is native to Philadelphia, called the blue phlox. Its preferred temperature range is from the 50s to 70s, and I wonder why I've never even seen it once. Even if you're not the biggest fan of the natural world, you can still see how this causes problems. Yes, it's taken some 80-odd years to get here, with, not to say minor effects, but nothing crazy. You gotta remember, we're gonna be lasting a lot longer than 80 years. We've long since passed the point of looking into the mirror and realizing it's not the same person looking back at us. Things did not start this way, nor will they end this way. Right now, it might just sound like some gardener complaining that he has to do more things at different times, but it means a lot more than that. If something as small as some potted plants and a backyard can say so much about how things are going in the world around us, what does that mean for the things living in it? What does it mean for the things we've never even heard of? Life is kind of hard to live as is. If we don't have a place to even live anymore, then it's gonna get even harder. It's not just some plants, it's our plants. It's our parks, our farms. It's the things that we need, that we needlessly put at risk for what? Right about now is when things start getting messy. And when things get messy, you gotta clean them up.